Hey everyone! In today's video we're going to do a comparison of these two Tatung fans that I presented a few videos ago. On the left hand side we have my Tatung LC12, which I believe is a slightly later model fan, and my LB12 is on the right. Now the differences between these two are mostly cosmetic. If we look at the cage medallions here, you can see that the LB12 has a 5-spoke cage medallion with a little silver center finial piece on it, while the LC12 has a bit more of a plain cage medallion held in place with 6 spokes. And the other difference we see here on the two cages is that the LC12 doesn't have the reinforcement ring around the front guard that the LB12 does. The big difference we can see as we look at the fans from the front is that the LC12 on the left is a bit more rounded off in its design, while the LB12 on the right is a bit more squared off. And as we can see if we look at the side profile here, the LB12 is also just a bit taller, probably by about an inch or two. As we look at the back, you can still see this factor. Now the motor housings themselves on these fans are pretty much identical. The only difference between the two is that the LB12 has its oscillator screws secured in place by a small Phillips screw here. I suspect that this is just the way they manufactured an earlier model fan, whereas the LC12 just has the standard oscillator knob that you would pull off, much like a Lasco fan would have. Both fans have basically identical motors under the hood. Now we'll take a look at the switch plates and switch gear on these two. We'll take a look at the LB12. You can see that its switch plate is a little bit more massive and the decoration is a little bit bigger, and the buttons themselves are a little bit more square in their design. Now as we move over to the LC12, you can see that the switch plate is a little bit smaller and the buttons themselves are a little bit more chunky and massive in their design. So what we're going to do now is apply power to both of the fans and do a performance comparison of them. We're starting off on low speed here. Now their power level, as far as airflow goes, and their noise level are both pretty much the same. And I believe that pretty much is due to the fact that the motors are basically identical to one another. They're both 55-watt PSC motors. We'll bring the fans up to medium speed now. And again, no difference really between the airflow level or the noise level between these two. Bring the fans up to high speed. And on high speed again, the airflow and noise level of the two are both identical. There really is no difference at all. Go ahead and bring in the oscillation now. Push the buttons down right. Okay, it's one of those perils of live TV. And another peril of live TV, the things are going to crash into one another. The oscillator gearboxes are also the same between these two. There are no differences really except for the two knobs and the way that they're fastened. Put the fans back on station now. Power them down to see the spin down. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and we will of course have more to come, so please be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned, and while you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button as well. Looks like the LC12 is going to win the spin down contest by a couple 3 seconds here. At any rate, we'll see everybody later.